I had so much fun making these three paintings, and I did make a video going through my process, talking through what my decisions were and why I was making them. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go check it out. In any case, I couldn't wait to dig into a new painting in the same colors, the same style, and this time I decided to do a triptych. And I thought I would go over some of the questions that came up from my last video because I'm using the same techniques and the same colors. So I got quite a few messages and comments specifically about green, and I totally get it. Green can be really tricky. At least I have always found it so, and I'm really happy that I have found some greens that I love, and I just wanted to share what I do, which is to never use it straight out of the tube. I hardly ever use any colors straight out of the tube, but I just like to mix my own, and in this case, I'm using cerulean blue, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, raw umber, white, and either Payne's gray or black. And I'm not using all of them all the time, but I'm just using variations of those and making my own greens from those colors. So sometimes I want a more blue kind of green, so obviously I would be using blue and yellow, but I also want to mute it a little bit. That's just a personal choice of mine. I personally like my greens, especially, to be muted because then the flowers that I paint on top in brighter colors will stand out more because contrast is good. So I'm going to mute those greens with a little bit of red maybe, or a bit of raw umber, sometimes black. Just something to dull that color down a little bit. Some other greens that I really love to make are a dark green made from just yellow and black, or yellow and Payne's gray. And for a more ochre kind of green, I would do yellow with raw umber, maybe a touch of blue. And yeah, you can just keep playing with those as the bases and adding little bits of other color to them for variety. And of course, if you add white to any of these, you're going to get even more greens to play with. The other colors in the painting, the pinks, the yellows, the whites, they're all from the same primaries as well. And it's really nice because it gives the whole painting harmony. At some point, I might want to introduce some other colors, some other primaries, and either mix them in with the other primaries so that they are harmonious and blend in with the family, or I might want that new color that I'm introducing to really stand out against them. And that's another way I can have contrast if I choose to do that. So here's an example of that. I'm adding in magenta into the painting now. And in some areas, I'm adding a little bit of the yellow and letting it blend in with the family a bit more. In other areas, I'm just doing magenta or magenta and white. And those colors are going to stand out a little bit against the others that are more of a family. And that's good. I think it's good for some parts of the painting to have a bit of contrast. Another question that I got from the last video was about the drips that I do, and yes, that's just water in the spray bottle, and it is sprayed over top of wet paint, and when the drips go down, they will reveal the layer that's underneath, so you can get some really cool effects that way, and I love it. I think they're great. I think they're fun. And in this case, I think that they look like stems to me, and it feels very organic and beautiful, and yeah, just love it. Anyway, I think that covers most of the questions that came in from the last video, and if you have more questions for me, I'm always happy to answer them. And I welcome you to stick around to the end and see how this painting turned out. I love it. I love it so much that I called it Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy. And I hope you like how it turns out too. Stick around.